Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm and gracious good morning to you all. Department of Computer Science and Engineering at SRMIST Vadapalli, in partnership with ICT Academy, Information and Communication Technology Academy of Tamil Nadu, is a society formed by a consortium of Government of India, Government of Tamil Nadu, and Confederation of Indian Industry (CII), is delighted to welcome you to the inaugural of the National Conference of Technology for Society (NCTS’23). ICT Academy bridges the gap in skills and talent requirements of the industry and what the students acquire in higher education institutions. We supplement the academic learning of the students with a certain amount of requirements that are there in the industry. This conference marks our first step towards leveraging technology to drive positive societal transformation on our journey to achieving Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Kritika Hariram and myself, Nandini Raja, are your hosts for the day. Today's event is a remarkable collaboration with ICT Academy and SRMIST Vadapalli campus, brought to you by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. It is a privilege to have you all here on this auspicious occasion. We extend our heartfelt welcome to our chief guest from academia, Dr. Dhananjay Kumar, and our chief guest from the industry, Dr. Sri Vallabha Vivi, and the guest of honor, Dr. Anand Gurupalani. Your presence adds great significance to this event, sirs. Technology is the driving force behind the betterment of society, an engine of change that propels us towards the brighter future. I call upon our students to sing the Tamil Thai Valku, and I also request everyone to please rise for the invocation song.
அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிழைமுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியல்ந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Light is a symbol of brightness and prospect. As sunlight expels the darkness of night, similarly, blessings bring in our life prosperity and happiness. To make this day a blessed one, let us invoke Goddess Saraswati by kindling the lamp of knowledge and wisdom, for seeking the choicest blessing for the same. I invite the divinities on the stage to light the divine lamp. Our path to SDG success is a testimonial to the transformative power of technology in achieving sustainable development goals. In the realm of technology, every moment is auspicious one, paving the way of innovation, progress, and change. It's an honor to introduce the Head of Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dr. Prasanna Devi, who has tirelessly worked to uplift the department and promote technology through this event. I cordially invite her to deliver the welcome address.
A very good morning to the dignitaries on the stage, off the stage, and my dear participants for this conference. On behalf of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all for this National Conference on Technology for the Society. I'd like to inform you that though the department has conducted many national and international level conferences in the past, this is first of the kind conference that we are hosting today, which is nothing but the applications of computer technology for the society, keeping in mind our path towards the SDG success. So that's the theme of the conference, #SDG, which is nothing but the Sustainable Development Goals. How we are going to march towards or forwards in the goals of achieving the SDG in the campus and in for the nation. So first, I'd like to place on record my sincere gratitude to our management, our chief patrons, Dr. Ravi Pachamuthu sir, who is the Pro-Chancellor Administration, and a correspondent madam, Ms. Harni Ravi. They are unable to join us today due to their other preoccupations. Nonetheless, they have given their messages for the surveillance. So we thank them from the bottom of our heart for giving us all the support and guiding the institution at large towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. To mention a few, our correspondent madam, she has actually given us the instructions and we follow the same towards achieving SDGs like energy conservation, which has been taught to every faculty, staff members and the students, how we implement energy conservation in college, how do we go for recycling of materials starting from paper, and then the e-materials, the e-waste and plastics inside the campus. We also focus on developing the society by conducting a lot of outreach programs, and wherein the students are also a part of it. So thereby we actually instill the community, the societal development for the students and for the society at large. So that is yet another SDG. I'm not very sure how many SDGs the participants over here are aware of as of now, but I'm sure that by the end of this conference you'll be aware of what SDGs are and how are we going to take it forward. So this is the theme of the conference, and we are marching forward to achieving all these SDGs as per the vision of our management. I welcome the Pro-Chancellor Edmund and the correspondent madam in absentia. Next, I'd like to welcome the chief guest, the galaxy of dignitaries on the stage, who have graciously accepted our invitation to be with us from the academia and from the industry, because it's a conference is nothing but an amalgamation of the academia and the industry speakers. So I am proud to welcome my own mentor, my guru, my professor from Anna University, Dr. Dhananjay Kumar sir. So thank you very much for being with us. And equally very happy to stay the stage with you, sir. Thank you for that. I'm happy to welcome the chief guest from the industry, Dr. Sri Vallabha Devi. So to say a few words about sir. Sir is an amalgamation of different branches of engineering. Usually we say that engineering is just not the field what you study. But sir has a BTech from Mechanical Engineering from the prestigious IIT Madras and a PhD from Indian Institute of Science in the domain of aerospace engineering. But presently he is working as a senior data scientist in Tiger Analytics. So with such a distinctive profile, he is such a knowledgeable person. Any topic you give, he is there to guide us. And thank you very much for that support, and I welcome you, sir. I'm equally happy in welcoming the other guests from the esteemed guests from the industry, who's none other than Dr. Anand Gurupadal, who's here with us. He is the General Manager from Ashok Leyland. Sir's area of interest is e-mobility and artificial intelligence. He is the apt person to set the stage on to talk about the Sustainable Development Goals, which is moving towards a better environment wherein we all have to transform ourselves to achieve the e-sustainability, that is moving towards a greener earth. So sir is going to talk about such topics. So hearty welcome, sir. I'm equally delighted to welcome our own dean, Dr. C.V. Jayakumar. He's been the pillar of support for any events that we conduct, and I extend a very special and warm welcome to you, sir. I also welcome the Vice Principal Academic Ma'am, Dr. Gomati. She has been instrumental in conducting or helping us conduct any event in this campus. I heartily welcome Madam for this conference. I also take pride in welcoming the heads of the other departments who are seated here. So they have been our pillars of support once again for any event that we conduct. Thank you all for joining us. Next, I would like to welcome my own faculty members who have spent in lots of time and effort for making this day happen. Welcome you all, and I extend a special welcome to the faculty coordinators of the coordinator, Dr. Durga Devi and Dr. Prabha. So welcome you all. I also extend a special welcome to the the collaborators of this conference, who are none other than the ICT Academy. Executives from the ICT Academy will join us shortly. So thanks for their trust in making this conference happen. And we have assured them that we will select only the best papers to be published in their ICT Academy journals. And we are going to select 3 best papers for each and for all the 6 sessions. And those papers will be published in the ICT Academy journal. And the other papers will be published in our own conference proceedings, for which we have got an ISBN number. So this is the way in which we are going to conduct the national conference. And of course, I'm very happy that all the papers that we have received, we have informed the authors well in advance that it has to be connected to an SDG. So it was well mapped. All the papers, whatever technology they have used, it has been mapped to SDG, and it was correct also. We never found even a single fault in the mapping. So thanks to all the authors who are present here from different colleges and our own students who are going to participate in today's conference. I'm sure that the speakers are going to enlighten you more about how to be more responsible towards the society and this SDG goals, how you're going to take it forward. And I'm sure that the next 2 days, for today and for tomorrow, is going to be a very successful, great learning experience. Welcome you all once again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for a warm welcome. I would now like to invite Dr. C. Gomati, Vice Principal Academics and Placements, a true pillar of our institution, to deliver the special address.
Good morning to all the experts who are present on the stage, being the HOD of the department, the coordinators, all the heads of the various departments, faculties, and the students who are actually part of this national conference on technology for society. So as the very theme was being narrated by the HOD, I would say that this is first of its kind of a conference where generally the themes would be on some specialized topics on the branches of engineering, and earlier occasions also the same department has conducted on the specialized topics of computer science, including IoT, data science, and cloud computing, and so on. But I would say that this is need of the hour, the particular conference with a theme on technology for society. I would say that it is need of the hour, and as an engineer and as a research scholar, whoever is doing their part has to contribute at least a small towards the society. So how we are going to, dedicate the technology and how we are going to use the technology for the society is going to be the theme of the conference. And rightly, it is also been attached to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And as I understand, almost all the 17 goals have been attached to, and they've been correctly mapped to the various papers which have been received, and they've been correctly scrutinized and put under the various SDG. And again, this also yet another, I would say that it is yet another achievement by the department, so to say, in coining and connecting the SDG goals to the conference theme. So generally the research would be going as I've been telling you, on the computer science topic, but how we are going to mix it up with the societal needs and the UN's SDG goals is a first of its kind, and I wish and pray that this conference, get a grand success, and in the 2 days you are going to get so many kind of information about the SDG and how are they connected and all that, and various projects which are connected, how it is connecting the technology to the society, and the deliberations are going to be very fruitful. And I wish that year on year such a conference has to continue with the same thing, so that that has to be too many papers which are to be coming for the conference, and I pray for its success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for those valuable insights. Next, I invite our guiding path of our college, our Dean FET, Dr. C.V. Jayakumar sir, to share his words of wisdom.
Am I audible? Yeah, that's good. Good morning. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the department for having organized a national conference on a topic of relevance rather. And the topic has been chosen as rightly touched upon by VP ma'am, that they deviate from the domain topics, and it's on a general theme on technology for society. When I had the topic or the theme for this national conference, I was just taken back to my good olden days of starting of my career as a teacher. When I was working in Tyagaraja College in Madurai as an entry-level teacher, and it was in '87, I believe. Don't try to calculate the age. There we have attended a course, a summer program on technology. Again, touched upon the same theme like society. Then we were taken to a nearby place where they have been using the sawdust for cooking the food and all that stuff. But of course, there were technology to use the logs, wooden logs, and as well as the LPG gas technology has come in, and maybe the beginning of the electric cooker or the induction stove, whatsoever it is, which was consuming electricity and then giving away these, spoiling the atmosphere or polluting the atmosphere rather. Then when we were taken to a different place, I don't know how many of you have come across the stove, the wooden clay stove with a small hole at this point where you can put the the wooden logs into small pieces, and then there at the center of the what to call it, stove, I can call it as, right? Stove, a small bottle will be kept, and across along the circumference or within that the sawdust will be reinforced, stuffed rather, and then it will be lit. I was not very sure about the calorific value of the sawdust and all that stuff, but the time needed to cook the food and the emission from that was, time was less, emission was less. So when I saw this topic, I was taken to my good olden days, wherein the technology for the society started that time itself or even before. But now with the advent of various technological developments to the society, which will not pollute the atmosphere, which will not harm the human being, right? And which is to be, how many of you are aware of these UN Sustainable Development Goals? How many are there? How many? Who has put up the hand, please answer. 17 or 16? 17. What is the 17th goal? Any idea? No idea. Yeah, the number is 17, I do agree, but I would want you to go back, see what the 17th goal was, goal is, right? And the various technologies have to be mapped with the SDGs, which talks about, the well-being, one of the SDGs, and, ethics, and just touching upon a few points. And really appreciate that the department has taken pains to enforce, not ensure, enforce that all the paper which is presented here is mapped to the SDGs in some form or other. And happy kudos to the organizing team for taking this initiative, right? I understand that closer to about 80 papers been presented across, spread across these 2 days. And congratulations to all the authors who has taken pains to prepare a paper and then map it to the SDGs and taken pains to come over here and then present the paper or disseminate the information to the younger generation. And I'm sure that at the end of these 2 days deliberations, the participants who lead the campus will go with some delta plus delta knowledge in the domain or the topics they have chosen. So I wish the conference all the very best and success to, all the very best to the others and to the department as well. God bless you. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening address. It is now time to felicitate our guests for the day. Request our energetic Dr. C.V. Jayakumar, Dean FED, to kindly felicitate our chief guest, Dr. Dhananjay Kumar. Thank you, sir. We also now request our vibrant Dr. Gomati, Vice Principal Academics, to felicitate our Chief Guest Industry, Dr. Sri Valuvadi. Thank you, ma'am. We request our HOD CSC, Dr. S. Prasanna Devi, and the conference coordinator, Dr. P. Durga Devi, to felicitate our guest of honor, Dr. Anand Kurubada. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Due to certain commitments, the young and dynamic Ms. Haldi Ravi, correspondent, SRM Valim Engineering College and SRM Arts and Science College, was not available to join us today. But ma'am has left us a note for us and would like us to read it to you. According to ma'am's news, I am glad to know that the National Conference of Technology for Society, NCTS’23, is meticulously organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Vadapalli campus, in association with ICT Academy. This conference is scheduled to be held on 18th and 19th of October 2023. This conference serves as a platform to engage a multitude of research challenges and the most recent breakthroughs in the realm of artificial intelligence, digital transformation, and data science apply to solve societal problems. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the team for their unwavering dedication in orchestrating this conference. We firmly believe that SRM IST is not just a place for learning, but also a nurturing ground for personal and professional growth. I extend my best wishes to all the participants for a rewarding and enriching learning experience during this conference. End of note. Thank you, ma'am, for those inspiring words. We hope to see you at the next event.
It's now time to release the souvenir of the conference. We would like to invite our Dean, FED, Dr. C. Vijay Kumar sir, to release the souvenirs and present the initial copy of the souvenir to the honorable dignitaries on the stage.
ஸோ எடுத்துங்க கட் பண்ணி எடுத்துங்க எடுத்துட்டீங்க அதை கொஞ்சம் சார் வெயிட் சார்
Thank you, sirs. Thank you, madams. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce our esteemed chief guest from the academia who has made a significant contributions to the field of technology and education. Dr. Dhananjay Kumar is currently a professor at Anna University, Chennai. Sir has made significant contributions to technology and education. He has held the position of Professor of Department of Information Technology for over 8 years, focusing on areas such as protocol design, video streaming over IP, and data analysis. His research focuses on future mobile communication systems, making him a notable figure in the ever-evolving world of technology. Sir has earned his PhD in Information and Communication in 2009 from Anna University and completed his MTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering at Pondicherry University and ME in Electronics from the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. His expertise includes algorithms, mobile communications, mobile computing, multimedia, digital image processing, video processing, and video analytics. He is known for his proficiency in Java. Sir's dedication to teaching and research spans over 2 decades, starting as a lecturer at Vail Multimedia Engineering College and now as a professor in charge of the undergraduate program at Anna University. I respectfully invite our chief guest to deliver the inaugural address.
Very good morning to all of you. Respected guests on the dais, my dear student friends. It's my pleasure and privilege to be here. Whenever I get opportunity, particularly from my former student, your HOD, I never miss this. 3 days back, I was not sure. I was in a hospital, but then I said I cannot miss this opportunity. I said I will try. I asked my doctor today evening to discharge me. No problem. After that time, all this report they said, fine sir, you can do that. There are many reasons why we professors like to be here interacting with you. Before I start, just one point I want to share with you. People outside, they say that you, an university or IIT, you train or you teach manpower suitable for Silicon Valley, USA. Or maybe they work for the top corporates in India, all around 40 lakhs per annum salary and all those. What about postal society? Not just India, even abroad other countries. I remember year 2011, I was in Cape Town. Some people are asking that fine, IT is there, or ICT, they call ICT, Information Communication Technology. What is for the society? And you have a lot of solutions for the corporate. What is for the society? There are questions. Okay, before I come to the second part of the question, first part is that Those who thinks we only prepare manpower for Silicon Valley, or those students do not like to even come back to teaching, I have answered Dr. Prasanna Devi. You are lucky that one of the benchmark, I can tell you, in our 22 year of teaching career at Anna University. I was in Anna University in 2002, and those batches all top up from TNPC. We had entrance exam that period. They all joined there. And I asked them, did you try NIT Tiruchi? They said, no sir, the first choice is our CEB, computer science. So if someone from top batches are willing to come teaching, we have to welcome them. Now come to this point. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Even earlier speaker said that ICT or IT for society or just technology for the society. Now if people have all grown up, brought up in a very different world. Now let's go to the past, my school days. I mean 80s, beginning of the 80s. There was an article, I had Sanskrit as one paper. So author wrote that in future, every houses will have television. There was no TV, particularly in the rural area. So we thought, how come TV is so costly and every houses will have this? And we can see that how interesting the world will be. So we thought, okay, author might have his own idea. It's too difficult, but it happened. Now come to around 1986, when internet started coming. There was a BBC News, BBC World Service. They say that we will be living in what is called information superhighway. This word was coined by, I don't know who coined it. Information superhighway, particularly internet, what we're talking about. And then they said, no need to go to the bank to withdraw money. You can pay someone. No need to go to buy reservation ticket for the railway and many other. You will be living in global e-village. And you are imagining how good the world will be. I am sitting here, I am listening news on demand, they said. You don't have to glue in the radio set at 7 o'clock to listen to the news. No, whenever you are free, you listen to that. So you think how good the world will be. See, we are living in the future. Next revolution. Around 1994, if I am correct, cellular mobile phone came to India and it became popular. Very costly to us. Those period, you may have car, you may have bungalow, but you will not have mobile phone. The basic Nokia model, only SMS, no MMS, no video or nothing, was costing around 36,500. Those period, 36,500. Definitely student cannot buy it. And tariff rate was very high, 16 rupees per minute, incoming as well outgoing. So those who had mobile phone, the bill was very high. So if you have mobile phone, just put in your pocket. You don't have to be a car, bungalow. That's what people will give you the way. Yeah, this man is doing a big song. That was it. Well, it was very costly till Reliance Communication came to the market. They say that no, tariff rate is too high. Can we have 15 paisa per minute? And they change the market forever. Airtel now they said no, they will reduce the price. That is one change. Another change happened is what we are experiencing today. Reliance Jio came to the market. They say that why we have to pay for this telephone charges. It looks for us fine, we are paying, so what is the telephone charges? No. When I was a PG student in Pondicherry Indian College, my professor said that future there will be free telephone. And we are laughing, what is this professor is just speaking like this? How can telephone will be free? Because we have to pay 40 rupees per minute for STD charges. And we students will glue to the PCO booth after 10 o'clock. The charges will be 1/10 of that, 10 rupees per minute. To make call to the parents, I will say, yes, fine, please send me this much money, I have to pay the fee and all those. And then we keep down the receiver down. 1 minute or 2 minutes. I still remember in Baroda when I made a phone call to one of my friends in Pune. Through intercom they connected it, but still thing was going on. And I have to pay for that. meter shows that 30 rupees, photo 50 rupees. I had total 60 rupees in my pocket. And then I say, even if he picks up the phone call, I have no money to pay. So without even saying hello, I have to keep down the receiver, I have to pay around 55 rupees. I feel very bad. 55 rupees, around 97, 98 was high. That was the period. Today, yes, true global evil we are living it. And point is, highest technology solve all the problems. It depends upon our perspective. Before coming here, I put this question in ChatGPT. Has technology solved problem for the society? Inauguration. It gave some response. I didn't like it. Again, I regenerated. Again, gave some response. It didn't generate it. Yeah, there is a gap. ChatGPT cannot do all. Maybe your assignment you can do that. It will show no plagiarism. Now there is a big problem for plagiarism tools. But is it acceptable? I did it for my own research paper. Paragraph by paragraph I gave to the ChatGPT and it shows all different. At the end when I read it, I said, no, not at all. The original, what I wrote in, what it is there, no way it can make the message and I cannot have such. Because I had to submit extended version of that. Then I rewrite that and a lot of editing by me, by my friend in Tokyo, finally it went there, reviewer, heavy comment and all those. It was totally new paper. He asked a lot of questions. Okay, this paper was extended paper which we presented it last year in a conference in Ghana. And the theme was, or the topic was, how to improve this navigation. Now most of the thing, Google Map has all solutions. Everything is fine. But there is a lot of limitation. The GPS which is available for us is not very accurate. Maybe for military is accurate. So we highlighted this point and we said that, okay, Google Map is there, Street View is there, but Street View is not in real time. It may be 1 year old even. How we are sure? Suppose I am coming from this side, there is written SRM Institute, SRM Hospital, fine. What if I am back side? How do I know that I am studying SRM? We developed app that is mobile phone and we simplified it. I will tell you that yes, you are studying in SRM and you take left and proceed here. And this idea along with we use augmented reality that when you switch on your camera, it will tell you now take the left turn or take the right turn and proceed. And this building is, I mean, some landmark, it is the name of that. This idea was liked by them, those expert committee. We added one more feature. What happens if you are in a basement? What happens if you are in underground? Okay, India we don't have much underground, but what about in Tokyo, Central and many other places in Japan? We have no GPS signal. So if there is no GPS signal, Google Map will not work. So can we do something on that? Still some more work is needed on that. But we did some preliminary work and we said that yes, without GPS also we can do based on step count. There was some error in that. But overall idea was nice and yes, we got first prize by them, ITA, last year. So there we feel that if the idea is good, it is socially relevant, if you can validate it, we validated in Chennai, we validated in Bangalore as well, and we showed them video as well. And they agreed. But there was competition by Netherlands. They also did very socially relevant project. Finally they said that both of you have been equally good and they said that both of you will get first prize. So that was a very defining moment. Why I am saying this, when we can do for socially relevant or real-time problem or real-world problem, there is a lot of reward. It is time now to think about this. I feel very happy that such theme we are doing that, and I can feel the ambience of this year definitely is not less than any international conference. Thank you for inviting me here. All the best for the organizer and students. Thank you.
for the inspiring and enlightening words. I take great honor in introducing our guest of honor from industry, Dr. Anand Gurupadan, General Manager, Powertrain CAE Department, Head at Renault Nissan Technology and Business Center. Sir is a renowned automotive engineer and powertrain technology expert with 15 years of experience in the automotive industry. He leads the digital validation and optimization of electric powertrain components, including batteries, using cutting-edge tools and methods. Dr. Anand has key positions at Renault Nissan, including Deputy General Manager and Head of Powertrain CAE, Deputy General Manager of Powertrain Strategy, and Senior Manager of Powertrain Thermal Fluids and Systems. He holds a PhD in Mechanical Engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, and a Master's degree in Thermal Engineering, a university gold medalist. Dr. Anand is dedicated to knowledge and sharing his education, in having been invited to speak at ICT Academy and SAE India, and serving as a member of the CSR core team at Renault Nissan. He is a visionary leader in the automotive industry and making significant strides in advancing powertrain technology and contributing to the future of mobility. I cordially invite Sir to speak to the gathering.
Good morning all. Sorry for my throat. It's difficult. Please bear with me. I have some common cold. So first of all, I thank SRM Institute of Science and Technology and Management, and also the ICT Academy for inviting me to be a guest of honor and share some of my views about the society and how the computer science or the AML, the technologies can help us to the betterment of society. Again, it's for the betterment of the people. First of all, I have to again thank the department, computer science, because I'm surprised to see the computer science department conducting a conference connecting the society. Right? So, this is the need of the hour, because India, we are producing many computer science engineers who are a service provider, joining to the service provider and executing the job. To be a developers, we need to be a creators to sustain India as a technology point. Otherwise, we lose the race, because we are no more low-cost country. Because initially the MNCs, there are many investments, many MNCs came here, invest here, because the labor cost is very low. But today, many other countries like the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam are competing with us on the cost front, labor cost front. So we are no more can be a service provider. We need to be a creators. We need to be a developers. So leave the regular jobs, executions to the machine, to the computer, to the robots, and then we need to be more creative and innovative. It means applying our knowledge on the development front. So the application front is important. Wherever I go, I used to say this example is how the cameraman holding the camera and taking the videos in the wedding halls, right? We hold it big, heavy camera on the shoulder and move around here and there. Later there was a tripod and then the cranes in the wedding hall, moving around the wedding hall and take pictures and videos. Then today drones. What more is so drones, for example, is taken for what purpose? It is for the spying in the defense, or moving into a no-man people like a nuclear power plant or the chemical hazardous areas to take pictures or investigate what's happening inside there. But a common people, a common engineer like you and me brought that sophisticated technology to the common people. So the drones are getting into today it's into the logistics, future is the mobility. Even the common people can be carried drones as a mobility over there, right? So it's possible. So such kind of application, converting the technologies to the application, which helps the society and which helps the people change the people's lives more easy, is the target and is the right theme to work on. So when I come to the automotive industry, again this is the example, right example of how the transformation is happening. 25-30 years back, automotive industry is completely called as a core department, right? Whenever the campus comes also, only the core people will sit for the automotive companies interviews. But today in my technology center, we are around 9,000 people, and in that, more than 3,000 people are from computer science background. So today we are talking about hardware and software. The future is software-driven vehicle. We call this SDV, right? Here, if you go back to your past and see your grandparents, if they keep their old Ambassador or Fiat, it's completely hardware, only the engine and all the components. And you can see few wires here and there for lighting the headlamp or some signals. But today, if you open it, the hardwares are there, but it's there as a matured components, but completely actuated by the sensors and actuators. And again, those are again managed by the computers inside. So the more the intelligence, the more the hard software, which brings the intelligence. So we have a vehicle which can fulfill the various requirements of the customer. Correct? If your father goes and buys the car, what he looks for is, you know about the Maruti ad, right? Kitna deta hai? So mileage. Mileage is the key for the father or the grandfather. The Gen Z people like you, when you go to even two-wheeler showroom or the four-wheeler showroom, the first question comes is what? Maybe as a young engineer, young people, to look for the acceleration, right? 0 to 100 kilometers per in how many seconds it can reach? 6 seconds or 10 seconds? But we need to provide the car for each and every one, right? Your father is going to drive, your mother can drive, and you are going to drive. So it has to fulfill many parameters, like it has to have a better mileage, and it should have a pleasure to drive, good acceleration and vehicle dynamics. You can drive it crazy on the roads, right? And then it has to fulfill many interiors, the perceived qualities, and many colors, right? Today colors are gaining, right? Enfield, if you see a Royal Enfield, it was in black only for last 50, 100 more years. Today it's coming in the baby pink and baby blue to attract everybody, even our female customers. Correct. So this is the way the industry is changing by customer driven, customer aspects, customer awareness and customer expectations, which is more dynamic today. We are millennials, Gen Z people. Sometimes we are not ready to own it something. That is where the shared mobilities are coming to support that. So in this way, the automotive industry itself taking a big transformation, which we see in 100 years, is that same kind of transformation will happen within next 10 years. This is due to the many things, right? So if you take a automotive industry, what are our challenges you are looking for? There are regulations, right? Global warming. We are talking about global warming. We are talking about the air pollution. So in Chennai, normally the schools are shut down for what? Sometimes in the morning, the rain, correct? In the Delhi, the schools are shut down for the air quality. So we need to address that, correct? So that is where the EV vehicles are gaining. Again, there will be a question that where is the energy comes from? Today the energy comes from where? Again from the thermal coal power plant, the coal is burnt. So the net emission of electric vehicle is even much bigger than the ICE vehicle. I mean, ICE means internal combustion engine vehicles. But what makes EV to penetrate is you are decentralizing, means the emissions, the urbanization area like a city, you are reducing it, but at the remote area, you are producing it. But anyway, we have saved the city where more people, more transportations are happening, correct? Then another challenge is the congestion, right? Road congestion. So today, the technologies are coming up, the car can speak with each other. It can speak with another car, it's the connected technologies. It can speak with you, your family member who is sitting at the home and monitoring you. Because today the cars are having the connected apps. It has the driver scores, correct? How good you are driving, it's giving you a star rating. Maybe if you are driving, your mother can see that are you abusing, are you going beyond the speed limits, correct? Or if the truck owner or the fleet owner, he can see how his driver is using it. Coming to the company, I can see it as how my customer is driving the car, whether he is abusing, is it going out of the design range, so that I need to consider in the future to make a better car, or I can advise the customer that it can go fail or so please take care. Okay, either way, this all the data, right? It's the data. The Industry 4.0 is about the data. how good we are using the data. The car is producing the data, the plant is producing the data, all these data, how we compute and take the right inferences and using it, where the field of computer science and the AML and the big data, the data analytics are playing a bigger role to the automotive industry for the betterment for the company, because you know about the companies when many bigger companies, not only automotive industry, big companies go bankrupt because of the warranty loss. Because some fatal things are happening, some things are going bad, then there's a warranty loss is bigger than some of the other things. So the companies are more focusing on how to protect both the company and then the customers for the well-being. Correct. Then comes the accidents. Right? Today, the fatal accidents, more than 90% of the accidents are happening due to common problem or the human distractions. Correct? It's a drunken drive or the drowsiness or today the mobile phone. I hear this one from the agency person complaining in the car. It's not behaving well because he is using his mobile in one hand and driving. So the problem for him is the car, not using mobile while driving. So we need to address that also. Right? So that comes the autonomous vehicle we are calling it. The driver who is sitting in the first position of the car cockpit is not going to be there in the future. Is it the technology ready? No. We are coming up with a step by step. Today, even in India, we have a L2 level 2 autonomous systems where the car can follow the in front of car, right? Adaptive cruise control. It can, if the front car stops, the car stops. If it goes picking up the speed, your car also picking up the speed. So bumper to bumper driving, you no need to keep the legs on your acceleration pedal or brakes, or even soon it will be on not on the steering. It can adjust with understanding the lanes marking and you can drive straight. But in India, the infrastructures need to be improved, but many of the developed countries, these technologies are already on routes. Next comes the decision making. So I need to go right or left, as I said, the more the image processing, identify the components, identify the man, the animal or the stone or whatever, and it needs to take a decision, right? There is some jokes are there when when your girlfriend or what you will do first when you are driving at 100 km speed. So the joke is you have to apply the brake. But such a situation, whether to save you or an animal, the car has to take a decision whether I need to hit or go somewhere. Right? Many of the road accidents, the two-wheeler accidents are happening when they are braking for to avoid something. Their life is into the fatal. Correct. So the machines needs to develop more, understand more. So where we are working on this, all many technologies on the image processing, all those things. So here comes again the many machine learning technologies we are talking about. Because as said, I am a mechanical engineer, trying to be a core combustion engineer. Right? I did my research in the combustion research, IC engine, the fuel combustion. Today, trying to be managing the electric vehicle projects. It's not stopped there, because application of AI/ML is the mandatory today to each and every engineer. Because we need to bring the product to the market as soon as possible. Right? Today, the mobile phones, every day you are getting a new launches. Even in this Great Indian Festival, I booked a mobile phone. Before it delivers, the cost is 5,000 pounds. So I cancelled it before it comes to my hand. Then I bought it for 5,000 less. That model is having much more better specifications. The cars also like that. Today, every month, you can see some car companies launching a new cars. How is it possible? Earlier, the car development needs 5 to 8 years, the new car to be developed. Today, within 18 months, we can launch a new car. All the digital revolution, where the digital simulations are helping us, where we are augmenting that with the AI/ML, so that the predictive time can be reduced. Right? We are talking about predictive analytics, predictive simulations. Like with the past data, you can predict the future to some extent. I know many of my young engineers who joined us at GET, PGT in my company are making money by better prediction of the market, and they are earning in the share market much better. We are going on a conventional way of putting money into some companies, but these young engineers are putting money with their analytics and they are gaining. So the application, again, it's again the personal gains. But when it comes to the society, we are working on the autonomous car, which is zero fatality. Correct? The car can wait for a cyclist to cross. When pedestrian is coming, the car respects the pedestrian as a important person to break it. But normally, as a human tendency, we jump the lines, jump the traffic rules to be faster to reach our destination. So this is again another part of how the automotive mobility is changing with more of software, with more of intelligence. Okay, when it comes to that, again we are talking about the cyber security, correct? So the car is going to be autonomous, means it takes the decision, the steering is completely controlled by the computer. Say a person sitting in China hack your car and your car is at 100 km speed. If the 2 degrees of steering is tilted by the person who hacked your car, is a big disaster, correct? So here again we are applying the cyber security, how the protocols, how securely we are transferring the data to the system, to the clouds, and get back the commands. So the cyber security in the automotive industry is also a new domain, and we look for a talented people to develop. It's not execute, but develop something for the future. So I just conclude here. So apply your the skills. That is where the society needs, because the challenges are huge. Because the people always argue that if the computers and the robots are taking all the jobs, where is the job for the human beings? We need to go the next level up to make things more better and cleaner, right? We are talking about, when we are talking about the electric vehicle and the hydrogen vehicles, the cleaner environment for our future generation, maybe in the next 200 years, where the global warming is a big hazard, big threat for us, as what we are going to give it for our next future generation people. So please look at this conference. I just gone through the number of the papers, the titles. I'm happy to see that many of the papers are application oriented, not talking about more theoretical, but more application. This is a good, so even you, each one of you, even though you came for one paper, but you can listen to the many papers, and then that sharpens your thought process, like how you can apply further your algorithms, your methods to the new application fronts. That brings the creativity and innovation. It is not a one skills of creativity and innovation. When you put yourself in the right problem, the creativity, the innovation automatically comes out to solve the problem, right? So be a design thinker. There is too many algorithms, many learnings inside you. Apply it, looking for the problem and apply it. Thank you.
We are utterly grateful for your speech, sir. Thank you. Now, let us introduce our chief guest from industry, Dr. Sri Vallabhai Devai, an expert in the field of technology who has achieved a great height. Dr. Sri Vallabhai Devai, a prominent figure in data science, is the principal data scientist at Tiger Analytics. He holds a Bachelor of Technology degree in Mechanical Engineering from IIT Madras and a Doctor of Philosophy in Aerospace Engineering from the Indian Institute of Science. His research focuses on numerical stimulation of turbulent multi-phase flows, especially developing 3D large eddy simulation, quote-unquote, for predicting sprains and particle ladder flows. Dr. Devai's expertise spans from scientific computing, parallel programming, computational fluid dynamics, system model-based control system development, graphics and visualization. He has been an active contributor to Gaggle competitions, showcasing his efficiency in the field. His work reflects unwavering commitment to pushing the boundaries of data science and technology. Dr. Devai's work is a valuable asset to Tiger Analytics, and we will look forward to gaining insight from his experience and expertise. I invite Sir to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone, and thank Dr. Prasanna Devi and SRM University for the opportunity to come and talk to you. So my talk is slightly going to be different. I thought usually we do technical talks. Whenever madam calls, it will be something about the technical topic. So I thought it is a technical talk. But anyway, I'll try to see how we relate it to technology or SDGs that we are talking about today. Just for my curiosity's sake, how many of your computer science, IT, AI, ML students can you please raise hands so that I know what should I talk or what part should I say? Okay, fine. Computer science, IT, AI, ML, data science, whatever field it is, something. Okay, fine, fair enough. So there are also mechanical engineers, mechanical, electrical, other people are also there. Okay, fine. I try to keep it short. Actually, I was supposed to talk only for 15 minutes, so I try to keep it short. But please feel free to stop me in case you have any questions. Okay, is it fine? Okay. The two speakers before me, they talked about generative AI or ChatGPT or data science AI ML, right? I'll try to cover some technical aspects of the topic and see how that will help you in accelerating the processes that you do daily on a daily basis. Okay? The slide changer doesn't seem to work here. Yeah. Sir, you go back. Sorry, it doesn't work from here. One more. Yeah, so this will be the outline of my talk. I'll just talk about the building, some basic introduction to generative AI, which is something that is very common. Most of you would have been reading about Gen AI, ChatGPT, LLMs taking over the world, doing lot of tasks. So I'll try to talk about what that is. Then we will see some basic building blocks of generative AI and some applications, and then quickly go to what is the societal impact. What are the things that generative AI can do, which you can put to use. Not rather saying that it will replace me, but you can use it and make things better for the world. Next slide. One more. So this slide, all of you know, you can go to the 2-3 more slides. I'll leave it. Go ahead. Sorry, very sorry. Leave it, sir. I'll try to keep it. Yeah, sorry for the coordination problem. This range is not sufficient for the slide changer. But this one, all of you know, AI, ML, data science, most of you would have seen that plot, right? Machine learning is anything that can automate things using some logic, some reason, whatever. AI is basic logic. Machine learning is learning on data. There is a lot of data. I will try to understand the patterns in the data and then try to see if I can learn anything and then automate things. Then deep learning is something that will deal with neural networks and all, right? You can use deep learning to understand what people are saying, whether it is positive or negative sentiment, or whether what you see in the image is a cat or a dog. And generative AI, you can think of it as a part of deep learning, because generative AI uses neural networks extensively. A lot of neural network models are there in the generative AI world. So whenever you say Gen AI, right, you can think of it as a subset of deep learning. Now I will try to quickly summarize what is the difference between regular AI and generative AI. So some of you or most of you, computer science people, data science people, all of you know, right? The example on the left is house prices prediction on Kaggle. Some of you would have seen it already. Yes or no? You build linear regression models to predict the price of a house using data from Kaggle to understand your own ML capabilities. Correct? The second one is a cat and a dog classification problem. After doing regular ML, if you go to deep learning, where you want to do image classification, that is another example, cat-dog classification, correct? The point is, in these two examples, if you look at the inputs, of the house prices data, the inputs are many. You say how many bedrooms, what is the square foot of the house, what is the flooring, what is the frontal area, what is the neighborhood. There will be n inputs that you give, and the model will give you one output, which is the price of the house, correct? You feed in many inputs, the model will give you one output in the case of house prices. Similarly, when you talk of deep learning, either text or image. When you feed in an image, you are feeding in m cross n cross 3 pixels. M is the width, n is the height. You feed in so many pixels or so many numbers, and then you get a bounding box. You get a small bounding box either around the cat or around the dog. So the point is, when you talk of regular AI, you give many inputs to the model or the program, and the model will give you fewer outputs than the number of inputs. I give 10 numbers, it will give me one number. I give it 10,000 numbers, it will give me say 100 numbers, which are the coordinates of the bounding box. So this is what we have been dealing with so far when we say regular AI. But if you go to generative AI, you see these two things. The right side one, you go to something like stable diffusion. There are tools on online tools available for you to do different things. You go to something like stable diffusion and write, I want to see an astronaut riding a horse it will come up with an image which will look very realistic, correct? But this is not possible. There are no horses in space, nor can an astronaut ride a horse on the moon, correct? But the image looks very, very realistic as if it has been shot real time, correct? Nearly somebody was there, right? In this case, the input was only a small text sentence, and then you got an image, lot of pixels were returned back to you as an image which looks very realistic. The second one is something that you can try on ChatGPT. There is a website, chatgptdemo.net. You go and say ChatGPT online. You have a lot of websites which will enable you to interact with ChatGPT. You go there and you just type twinkle twinkle, then it will complete the poem. It says little star, how I wonder what you are. Here also the prompt is only twinkle twinkle, but then it returned lot of words, correct? You input 2 words, it will return you say 100 or 50 words. So the distinction is that when you talk of generative AI, you are thinking of a model or a construct where you give few inputs and the model gives out more outputs. If you think of it as absolute numbers, I feed in 10 numbers, I get 100 or 1000 numbers as an output, is what you can think of when you talk of generative AI. That is what we are looking at. Okay? So maybe I'll just go to the, I'll quickly skip some of these slides for continuity's sake, but for the computer science, data science, AI, ML folks, there are 3 basic building blocks. Generative adversarial networks, GANs as they are called. Then there are variational autoencoders, VAEs, and the last one is diffusion models. So these are the basic building blocks of any generative AI model. Any generative AI model uses one of these. Okay, this is technical detail, we will skip it, but the presentation will be available with your team. You can take it, whoever wants to, can take a copy or madam can circulate it to all. Fine. So GANs basically train, there are 2 models, one model will generate, another model will discriminate, and then the generative model tries to make sure that the images generated are as realistic as they come from the real world, and the discriminator will try to differentiate between these 2. This is a basic GAN training. The second one is variational autoencoder, where autoencoder, some of you might know, we compress lot of data into few numbers and then reconstruct it back. We use them in autoencoders. Whenever we want to do dimensionality reduction, we use autoencoders. So VIEs are a variant of autoencoders where you actually have image or something, you encode it and then you decode it, but the encoding phase there is a regularization so that you only learn the critical parameters, and then when you try to reconstruct, you get a reconstruction. So these are variation autoencoders. The intent of our VIEs are any encoding mechanism. Just for sake of a detail now, you see there are 4 things. There is a dog, bird, car and plane. These are 4 different items or 4 different things. If you want to represent it in a low dimensional world, there are 2 representations possible. One on the left where you can say this is one kind of an encoding where car and aeroplane are grouped together as non-living things, bird and dog are grouped together as living things. This encoding is correct, not wrong, correct, but there can be more detail, right? So if you go to 2-dimensional, instead of doing 1-dimensional encoding, if I make it 2-dimensional and say on the x-axis is whether they can fly or not, and y-axis is whether they are living or not, then you see that dog is unique from bird. Both are living, but one can fly, other can't fly. Car and flight are different. Both are non-living, but aeroplane can fly, car cannot fly. But bird and aeroplane are similar. They can fly. Correct? So if you increase the number of dimensions, you get more details, but then you cannot make it more. You have to make a trade-off and then choose some number of dimensions where things work out fine for you. So this is the intent or the idea of variation autoencoders or anything. Then the diffusion models, basically they also try to reconstruct images from noise. They train models. When we say diffusion models, these models are trained on real world images where we add noise to the images and then try to deconstruct from the noise image, try to get back to the original image. And the model that you are learning will actually try to separate out, remove the noise so that the features are retained. And then the image generation mechanisms, so generative AI for images that you see, basically more or less use the diffusion models. And then for some of you might already know this, RNNs are one class of generative models where you start with one hidden state. You ask a question, it can generate an answer, but the question that you ask has been condensed to one hidden state from where the recurrent neural network tries to reconstruct the next word, generate the next word, generate the next word. So you have an answer which is a sequence of words for a question that you have asked. So RNNs are one of the earliest for generative AI for text. And then transformers, some of you know or most of you might know, not the electrical transformers, but the transformers for machine learning. These things are revolutionary. They can be trained parallelly, they can be trained faster than RNNs. which is why you are seeing all these developments of generative AI for text, LL, chat GPTs, whatever people are talking of, right? You see them so popular because transformers have made it easy to train them, to make them useful for all of us. Then this is a basic difference. I thought it was computer science audience, so I just wanted to call out. RNNs tried sequentially, whereas transformers tried in parallel, and then you learn things at one go. And then there are also a set of vision transformers for text have also been taken to vision applications where people are using this to classify images. Instead of using a CNN, convolutional neural network, for understanding an image, you can slice the image into tiles, pass the tiles into a vision transformer, get an answer. They have been shown to be fast on regular CNN. There are some methods or models where they say vision transformers are faster than CNN applications. And then coming back, we will come back to the generative part of it. So if you want to generate image output now, there is something called a stable diffusion, which is actually an application of the previous diffusion models that you saw. It is trained on image and caption. We show some image, also we add a caption. We show the image and the caption with the training data, and then the diffusion mechanisms try to learn. Embeddings for the images are learned, and then embeddings for the text captions are learned, and then the model tries to relate these two embeddings. The image embedding and the text embedding, the relation between them is learned via the model. So once the relation is learned, if I show any new image, it can write a caption. If I give any new caption, it can generate an image. It can work either ways. So this is what people are using today to generate images which look nearly realistic. Not completely, but nearly. So applications, there are two branches. One is the vision branch where you try to use generative AI for captioning, enhancement, transformation and generation. I'll show you examples of each of these. The other group is the text where this is more popular today because the biggest thing that generative AI or chat GPT kind of things are doing is they are removing the specialist in between to interact with a database or to interact with a system. Right? Earlier, if somebody wanted to have a database where, say, for example, right, in your college, let us say all your attendance, marks, everything is in the database. And if somebody wanted to get out the performance of a particular section or a particular student, in the earlier world, you will have to write no SQL query or some Python query to query the database. Now instead of that today, you can ask it in natural language. Show me the results for third year computer science section A or section B, and then that natural language question is converted to a code. The code is executed and the results are delivered to the user. So the point is, it is making it easy for people without specialized skills. I don't need to know programming to be able to query a database. I don't need to know programming to do some plotting or whatever. So the fact is, it is making it easy for everybody to use, which is why you see that hype or adoption cycle or whatever you see today about generative AI. Okay, we'll see some examples quickly. The most common example is image captioning. Please pay attention for a moment because we will come to the societal applications of whatever we are seeing now. The most common application now, you can show an image and ask what is there in the image, and the generative AI model will describe it in English. Okay, here you see it says man in black shirt playing guitar or construction worker in orange safety vest working on the road. You given any image, it will describe what is there in the image to you. The moment it will describe what is there in the image, you can do a lot of analytics on what you see as a description. Correct? Are people throwing dust on the street, or is anybody dumping garbage in front of a building, right? CCTV camera is there, footage is there. Typically, you try to train a detection model. Garbage truck dumping garbage is a detection, computer vision detection model. Okay, but tomorrow if they don't dump garbage, but they dump something else, how do you detect? So to avoid or to take care of all this, you can resort to a generative AI model telling, describe to me what you see in the footage, and it will say a truck is coming and dumping something. That something can be garbage, something can be construction material, that something can be even stones, right? So the generative AI can describe, once it describes, you say dump and something, you know what it is. You can process large amounts of data from CCTV footages. The second one is enhancing images, things where images are bad. Old days photos now, physical copies of photos. Whichever if you want to improve or you want to make it better, you can use generative AI tools and do very good enhancement and then get it as realistic as the original photo itself. Then image translation, you can take the example on the top shows, there is a horse running in the race course. Okay? You take the image, feed the image and say, make it a zebra running in the same place. A generative AI can replace the horse with a zebra and say, this is zebra running in a race course. It will look as realistic. It will not be like a copy paste. No, you cut the zebra from somewhere, put it there, near the borders and all, you see edges are not proper, right? It is not like that. It will look like a zebra is really running on the race course. And image generation, this is one common application for marketing. People try to do marketing, message communication, right? They will generate different kinds of images. So this is something you can say, show me the image of a dog like a superhero, you get this image. On the text side, this is where it will help most of us, where LLMs can actually answer questions from corpus of data. Meaning, today if you take ChatGPT, it is trained on the whole data that is available freely in the world, internet, Wikipedia, whatever is free to parse. It has parsed it, understood, and then it can answer questions reasonably well. You ask what is the capital of Japan, it will say Tokyo, or what is the staple food of South Africa, or Argentina, or Brazil, it will be able to answer. But if you have any specific domain data, right, there is a research lab, or there is an organization doing some research, and students want to, and the employees there want to understand what has been done on, say, some design, like sir was talking about mechanical engineering, right? If they have research documents from their domain, they can use an LLM and then ask questions from the research documents and answer those to people who are starting to work there. So if somebody joins today and wants to understand what is going on, you can use an LLM with your own custom documents and say what has been the design of, say, powertrain in the last 5 years, what are the designs that has been done. LLM will summarize and then give you a reasonable answer like somebody is talking to you, some experienced person is talking to you, LLMs will be able to do that. So this is something that we see wide adoption, a lot of people are trying to use that. Another one is chatbots, where that left side one is only asking one question at a time. You continue the conversation, it becomes a chatbot. Code generation, some of you might have known, GitHub has a co-pilot, a lot of people are coming with coding assistants. They promise to make coding easier for you, where they will complete the code. Like today our Gmails are auto-complete, right? You write one word, you will try to write the next 3 words, correct? So just like our mails are auto-complete, coding is also auto-completed by some LLM tools today, which people are trying to use. And then you also use it for language translation. You go to a new country where the language is not English, you can use an app, and then the example you see there, something from Greek or Russian, it is trying to convert it to English for people to use. So coming to the society, right? Probably what we see, at least from our from the where I stand and see, what I see is most areas of impact are on the education front, where universities or labs can adopt LLM models to help people learn better, learn quickly, which companies are also doing. For us, we see that many firms are doing this, where they have a lot of the research data and then they want to make it easily accessible to their own employees, right? We are using LLMs on their corpus data to answer questions. It can be seen in governance, where you have an app, people take photos of garbage from here and there. If you have to train a model to see what is there in the image, that is more difficult, computer vision model. You can maybe go back to describing what you caption the image and then from there do the text parsing and understand what is going on. Another important thing is safety, where anomalous activity detection is now more easier because images are automatically captioned. Somebody is looking at a stream of video, every frame or every 10 frames, you get a caption out of it, from which you can then find out anomalies. If you are on a busy street, now there is a CCTV footage, CCTV camera sitting on a busy street where people only walk. And then in the video footage somewhere, the caption says 2 people running or 1 person running behind another person. You know that's an anomaly, because typically it will only say people are walking on the street. Yes or no? Or if people are running in the opposite direction, it will say crowd going to the left, people running to the right. You know there is an anomaly from the text data. You don't need to do any model to train the image to do anomaly detection. So in the commercial world, right, if you think of the corporate world, this is from Gartner survey. Gartner is the company that does understanding of things, how people are going to adopt technologies and all. And they say that generative AI is they are going to, or the intent to use generative AI in these different areas. For customer experience retention, some 38% of the firms say we are going to use it for our chatbots. Some people are saying we are going to use it for revenue growth and so on. I just want to leave with 2 slides. Maybe just observe the thing. The text is not readable, but this is stable diffusion web.com, where you will generate an image out of a text. And the prompt that I will input is a panda and a rabbit taking a walk. The thing that I will put the full screenshot here. A panda and a rabbit taking a walk, and you see the image. What you see is this. You see a panda that is faithfully reproduced, but the rabbit looks like a panda, correct? It has rabbit ears, but the coloring scheme and all is a panda scheme. It is not a rabbit. Rabbits are only white. I don't know if there are black rabbits, but right? So it is generating something, but it's not fully accurate. So this is just to show you the limitations of generative AI. Don't take it for granted that it will do everything, whatever it will do, and it take. This is one of the example. Now the other one is asking an LLM what you see. So here you see, we are showing your phone and saying what is on the phone, and the LLM is answering that it's a text message from a friend. Right side, there is a person texting sitting in a car. The question is, who is the person texting? And it is saying the person is texting the driver. Okay, it's confidently saying something. Even though it knows, it doesn't know whether it is right or wrong. This is what we call as hallucination. So generative AI models are prone to hallucinations. They have limits of knowledge, beyond which if you try to push, it will say something very confidently, like most of you would have said in first year labs, no? When you just came to college. First year lab, your instructor asks you something, you don't know, you confidently say something. I hope that will moderate as you go to fourth year. But yeah, so generative AI models have hallucination problems and all. There is bias problem, intellectual property. What is intellectual property? LLMs are trained on music. Today you ask an LLM to play some song like generate a music, generate a song say like Ilaiyaraaja. It will use Ilaiyaraaja's tunes, understand, and then generate something new. But this something has come from listening to his own old videos or old music notes, correct? So who owns the IP? Ilaiyaraaja, who has the training data, or the LLM which has learned from there, or you who has asked the question? Can you sell that music to somebody else for money, right? So these are all the dilemmas that people have when they use generative AI. There are also problems of fraud, lack of transparency, sustainability, and so on. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Any questions that we willing to take, or I will take it outside maybe after the vote of thanks is over. No, we can talk outside if you have any questions. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Very enlightening words. Gratitude is the memory of the heart. Last but not the least, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to all the participants, sponsors, and everyone present here today for making this event possible. Now, to extend the vote of thanks, I invite Dr. P. Durga Devi, Assistant Professor, the Department of Computer Science and Engineering.
I am honored to have this opportunity to express my deepest appreciation and gratitude on behalf of the entire NCTS’23 team. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Dhananjay Kumar, Professor at Department of IT, MIT Campus, and our keynote speaker, Dr. Sri Vallabha Devi, Principal Data Scientist, Tiger Analytics, and Dr. Anand Gurupadam, our esteemed guest of honor from Ashok Leyland. I also extend my gratitude to our esteemed session chairs for sharing their invaluable time and experience with us. I, on behalf of the organizing committee, would like to thank our beloved Pro-Chancellor Admin and Ms. Arani Ravi, Correspondent, SRM Valliyamma Engineering College and SRM Arts and Science College in absentia for extending their unconditional support throughout the event. I extend my hearty thanks to our publication partner, ICT Academy, for trusting us and accepting to publish the selected papers in their journals. I extend my gratitude to our Director Academics, Dr. Ramachandran sir, for his unwavering support and guidance throughout the planning and execution of this event. My sincere thanks to our respected Dynamic Dean, Dr. C.V. Jaikumar, and Charismatic VP Academics Ma'am, Dr. C. Komadi, for the constant encouragement and inspiration. I would also like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our VP Exams, heads of all departments, faculties, and all non-teaching staff for their contribution and support, without which this event would not be possible. Our sincere thanks goes to the convener of this conference, our adored head of department, Dr. S. Prasanna Devi, and NCTS co-organizing secretary, Dr. B. Prabha, for the tireless efforts and dedication which have been instrumental in success of this event. I am now going to take a moment to thank our entire NCTS’23 team, our conference committee from Department of Computer Science Engineering, who supported to make this event what is today. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated students and volunteers. I can't thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of the task beyond their comfort zone. I would also like to thank the people who worked behind the scene to make this event a success, our technical arrangement team, stage setting, lighting arrangement team, library team, and housekeeping staffs. Thank you for your efforts. I would like to express our gratitude to the press and media for covering this event. I also thank our sponsor, Quickland, for their support to our event. Last but not least, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants who trusted us with their research. Thank you all for making this NCTS a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Durga Devi, for your kind words and for acknowledging the efforts all those who have made to make this event a success. With that, we conclude this grand inauguration of NCTS '23. We hope that this conference will be a fruitful journey towards transforming society through technology. Thank you all for being a part of this auspicious event. Have a wonderful day ahead. Please make your seats onto the dignitaries in the auditorium.
Madam, chief guest, pay ticket. Is it recording? Sir, நீங்க ரெண்டு
society development, sustainable society development chief guest கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. கான்ஃபரன்ஸில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நீங்கள் ஹவு த ஆர்டிஃபிஷியல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ், மிஷின் லேர்னிங் அண்ட் த கம்ப்யூட்டர் சயின்ஸ் யூஸ் ஆர் எப்படி வந்து நம்மளுடைய என்வரான்மெண்ட் அண்ட் சொசைட்டியோடைய டெவலப்மெண்ட்டுக்கு அப்ளை பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு இந்த கருத்தரம் நடக்குது. அநேக 100க்கும் அதிகமான நிகழ்ச்சியில் நானும் ஒரு கிளாஸை கொஞ்சம் சார் நீங்கள் இதை பற்றி என்ன கேட்கணும் சொல்லுங்கள். கேள்வி
cell phone today has many positive. It's like a double sword. It allows students to search with latest content. At the same time, it also wastes a lot of time in communicating through WhatsApp and Facebook and so on. So overall, we feel that cell phone is a requirement for a student. Helps in doing assignments, prepare better for the lesson and other. But overall, it's up to the student how they manage their time. Thank you.